If I get married, I want a man like Abraham. The Abraham in Genesis. The Abraham who was married to Sarah, who was so beautiful, so gorgeous, who attracted attention anywhere she went. That when Abraham and Sarah arrived to a neighboring town where the Pharaoh was, he knew he had to lie and tell the Pharaoh and the people in that town that Sarah was his sister. And the reason he did this because he had the gift of discernment and clarity. And he knew that we deal with vessels, that we deal with principalities, not people, and that behind most of these masks lies a darker secret. So he knew that he had to tell these entities behind this mask that this was his sister, because God says confuse the enemy. And it's so important to understand why you need to confuse the enemy, because they deal with energy. They deal with power. And if you got enough people looking at your spouse like in a lustful manner or in a temptation manner, somebody's going to try to tempt your spouse. And sometimes it don't even have to be somebody trying to tempt your spouse. It could be them projecting that energy on you. And if you don't know how to cleanse your energy or pray to God that he protects your marriage, you're going to be infiltrated. It's a lot of people getting divorces because you think it's y'all two. Sometimes it's not what's going on between you and your husband or your wife. Sometimes it's the people around you. Sometimes it's other people operating in their south node, looking at you or your spouse in lustful eyes, in sinful and temptations ways that comes between your marriage. Sorry I'm preachy tonight, but upon reading that story, I never understood why in the life of me did Abraham have to tell them that Sarah was his sister until I see it today. I see that people don't care. These empty vessels out here, they let the devil operate in them so horribly. They just so fan crazy. They see that people be married and they still be lusting over people. That's why it's so important not to worship idols. What you worshiping that man for that you know is married? Talking about with the things you would do to another woman's husband. You have no respect for yourself and you have no respect for that marriage. But it's not you though. It's that entity that's operating behind you. So I need a husband like Abraham that's wise enough to understand that person knows I'm married, or that person knows I'm in a relationship, and yet that person is still trying to get with me. Why is that? Why is that? And rebuke that devil in the mighty name of Jesus. Give me a husband like Abraham. All day, every day. If he ain't wise enough, if he ain't got the gift of discernment and clarity, what you gonna do with him, sis? What you gonna do with her, bruh? Ain't nothing you can do with him.